IDTV. IDTV.
I'm your host, Jeffrey Merat.
And I'm Thea Shanice, and it's another show of vlogs on IDTV.
Also, a travelogue to Alamere Falls up north in Marin.
So recently I took a trip up to Alamere Falls, which is a set of falls located in Marin County, north of a small town called Quiñonez. My friend Brenner and I, we started off in San Francisco, ended up crossing the Golden Gate Bridge, going through the Robin Williams Tunnel, taking Highway 1 through a very scenic route. End up seeing the ocean, you end up seeing the beautiful hills, mountains. To get to the falls, there's a designated parking area where you start. It's about a 4.2 mile hike from the falls. And it's probably another mile because there's an unmarked trail that you have to take to get to the falls. So I would say it's probably at least a 5 mile hike to get there. In the beginning of your hike, you're walking on the edge of on the side of on a cliff, and you end up passing by two lakes on the way to the falls. The trail itself changes a lot. There's areas where it's flat. There's areas where it's really rocky. There's areas where the surfaces are extremely uneven. So when you finally get to the falls at the end of your trail, you're actually above the falls themselves, and to get to the bottom of the falls, you have to climb down 2 sets of very steep rocks. And what I mean by steep, I'm talking about people are on their butts sliding down so they don't fall over. Be careful when you're going down and take your time. When you see the falls up close, there's definitely a feeling of exhilaration. You're definitely happy that you made it. It's a very, very beautiful view. I was there for half an hour, taking in the view. Plan out your trip to where you're not hiking in the dark. Count for there being no cellular reception. Definitely get out and hike up to Alamere Falls if you have time to kill. So yeah, deuces.
Turk Kahvesi, translation Turkish coffee.
Up next, we're going to explore the origins of the Turkish treat.
Producer Filiz Kaya is going to tell us.
Turkish coffee, cooked over a charcoal fire, was first discovered in Ethiopia in the early 10th century. At the time, coffee was boiled and drunk for medicinal purposes. It was called the magic fruit. In 1543, during the reign of Kanuni Sultan Suleiman, the Yemen governor, Osman Ozdemir, relished the coffee he had in Yemen so much that he brought it back with him to Istanbul. Soon Turkish coffee entered the palace kitchen to much acclaim. Turkish coffee still remains popular today, and it has a special place in traditional Turkish culture. We should not forget one indispensable element of Turkish coffee: fortune-telling. Fortune-tellers read the coffee grounds and interpret the various forms and figures that the grounds create. Although today people are exposed to coffee from all over the world, Turkish coffee holds a lasting place in people's memories.
I come in here in the audio booth, we showed you how you're gonna do in the studio that you use the input channels 20 for your handheld microphone. So you come over here in the back, there's a button, you can see it turns on. And unity gain is where the power shows. There's 0, unity gain. You put your master faders up and you have everything set to start. Make sure you put your monitors on so you can know what's happening in the studio. This right here is the Shure receiver so that you can turn these on and you can see if we get up close that's group 5 channel 2, group 6 channel 2. So you have microphone 1 and 2 there. As we move along, you can see that you're going to use these 3 channels as soon as you have everything patched. 1 wireless mic output, which is the one on top where you can see control room mic wireless 1 with the patch going to microphone inputs channel 1. So now you have microphone 1 into input 1, and then we can go do the same thing with microphone 2 with input 2, and it's ready and patched for you to do a microphone test. Then since we were outside and had input channel 20 as a microphone for the handheld, we make sure to use it on microphone input 3. And now we have everything patched up and ready. When we go to the CD aspect of it, you see that is right here. You put the CD in unity gain and you turn on the power and you see there's no CD. So there's no CD. You make sure you open it in the case that we had with S-Class. Okay, I'll use S-Class as the thing here. We have S-Class 2 tracks. We put it in here and we want to hear it in the studio monitor. So since we want to hear it in the studio monitor, that's going to be the studio level. But since you see it says aux, you have to turn on your aux now after your gain. So your gain will be up in here, as you can see, and you can hear the monitors now here. But since you can hear them in here, you have to use this aux to send what you want to hear out to the studio. And that's when we create our sound, and you can see that it's being letting you know what is being played and how much you got of gain. So if you put your studio up, I'm sure you will be hearing everything that's going out in the studio.
What do people have to say about gender equality?
Let's find out with producer Rafael Lima.
So I'm gonna start on a little bit of a tough subject. Women's rights. Hold up there. I mean, you're gonna start saying, wait a minute. You're a guy, so why do you care? Why do you think you have any authority on this? Well, I don't. I just think that when there's the points that a guy is noticing that there's something wrong with women's rights, there's kind of an issue there. Look, there are too many ways to count to how women are unfairly portrayed, either in media, in society, job pay, whatever. It's really extensive to how bad this gets, honestly. I mean, the point being is not exactly to what problem women are facing right now, because that's a really big subject in itself, and there's sadly not enough time for me to just talk about in this quick rant. So I will address just one issue, just one basic question. Why does this keep happening? No, seriously. I know what a few people are gonna say. Oh, because it's men's fault or whatever. And yes, there is a grain of truth to that, but logically speaking, this should not happen. Because women are human beings, okay? So the idea that this is even going on is pretty silly, it's pretty dumb. I mean, women think, they feel, they bleed. The issue that women are anything less than that is just really insane. I mean, this one basic little thing that people are forgetting is, I guess in my opinion, the basis for most of these problems. Maybe if things like this were considered a little more, there would be a bit less problems with it, honestly. Women are pretty much born into that situation. You can't really judge somebody for something that they were born into. It's something you just can't control. Look, it's not an issue. My thing is not to discuss men versus women, or women are better than men, or men are better than women. It's about considering all people, all human beings equally. To quote Martin Luther King Jr., injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show, Asking the Question.
Will the school system teach it?
Our guest today is a calculus teacher from George Washington High School, Marc.
We'll ask you a series of questions. Each correct answer is worth 2 points. For each wrong answer, we'll deduct 2 points. Are you ready to play Will the School System Teach It?
Yes, let's play.
We have 2 different subjects, sex ed and calculus.
Calculus.
Will calculus give me a high-paying job?
Well, yes, in computer programming and engineering and in a multitude of science careers.
Correct! That's 2 points!
Last question for calculus. Will the equation of function of x equals 7 with 2 squared plus 6 squared matter when I get said high-paying job and end up working at Burger King?
No.
Correct! It won't matter at all. 4 points.
Alrighty, Marc. You can win big with our next subject, sex ed.
Oh, okay.
Will learning the stages of a woman's menstrual cycle teach how to fight an eviction notice?
Well, what do you think? It's a semester class. I mean, how are you going to teach somebody else about the other gender in 3 months? All they do is blow up condom balloons. No!
But you still teach it. While music and art and driver's ed and career classes that go towards fruitful careers get cut, but to quote the system, budget cuts because it's education, budget cuts!
Okay, so what's the next darn question?
6 points. Final question. Will knowing how to use a condom help me balance a checkbook?
No.
Yes, Teach, you're correct. Your students will learn all of this when they have to pay those student loans for college and do things they don't want to do to earn that dough.
Have I failed my students when going into the real world? Oh my gosh, I'm a bad teacher.
Marc, wait. Because you're the first teacher not to lie to our face on this show like a little school system puppet, we'll give you 1 more question. If you win, we'll send you to Hawaii for 2 weeks on us.
Cool. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Do or die, Marc. 10 points. Will knowing who conquered the Ottoman Empire help me when I have bad credit and can't buy a car to go to work, pick up my 7-year-old son and my 5-year-old daughter while I'm paying my sick mother's medical bills on disability and paying for alimony and child support?
No!
That's right. They're too busy wasting time with X plus 7, old noises, and how to raise the teen percentage pregnancy rate, and other trivial things your students will forget when they are homeless, in debt, in a methadone clinic at 30. And you're right, Marc, you have failed your students.
Thanks for joining us on Will the
remember,
Stay in school.
Dry peanuts. Peanuts, salted, roasted. Put them in your mouth. It tastes good. Peanuts. Peanuts.
Celebrating their recent album release at Amoeba San Francisco.
They performed all over the city in venues like Slim's and Bottom of the Hill.
Please welcome Maya and the revolutionary
Hell Yeah!
Sit by me. Give me all your loving and your electricity. The waves will crash and the buildings will burn. Central Tower will crush my elementary school, and the kids will never learn. The Bay Bridge will fall, the bridge will fall, just like I fell for you. 'Cause I was built imperfectly, that's why I tell